Hi guys, Mark Singleton here in South Carolina, American warrior, trying to address the question of Christianity and its impact on the founding of America. And I don't think anyone, regardless of whether he's a Christian historian or not, can deny the fact that Christianity played a pivotal role in the development of this country. Looking at some more of the significant dates, and I may be getting a little ahead of ourselves here. I made some notes here that one of the first acts of the first United States Congress was to authorize the printing of about 20,000 Bibles for the Indians. The men who founded our country found it and tied it to Christian principles they had learned. I assume that today, or at least by today's standards, those men would be considered the extreme right. But in 1779, after the First Amendment was written, the Supreme Court stated the following: by our form, the Christian religion is the established religion, and all sects and denominations of Christians are placed under the same equal footing. Of the 11 out of the 13 original colonies, when the Constitution was ratified, many of the states still had constitutional laws on the books or requirements that a man must be a Christian in order to hold public office. If that were true today, what would that do to Congress as we know it and see it? Even the legislature of New York in 1838 declared this is a Christian nation. In a report delivered by the House and Senate Judiciary Committees on the 27th of March, 1854, they said that if the founders would have known that there would be an attack against Christianity, that they would have strangled the revolution in the cradle. Even prior to the Civil War, and I know we're rapidly ahead, we're studying about the Puritans and the initial introduction of Christianity into the New World, but prior to the Civil War, 90% of all America's college presidents were preachers of the gospel. Now, you can believe what you choose to believe, but I would argue that as we, as a nation, steered away from God, particularly in areas of responsibility and leadership, the nation suffered. There are many that still believe, many theologians believe, that while we had a chance to change the issue of slavery, address it, condemn it, prior to the signing of the first Constitution, by failing to do so, that eventually led to a rise among nations, or a rise among states, I should say, brother versus brother, during the American Civil War. Many believe that the American Civil War was God's way of punishing us as a nation. You choose to believe what you choose. But the bottom line is, I think that has merit. Every single time that we have had a major crisis or issue in America, what you need to recognize and study is where was the character or the moral fiber of the country at that time? Why are we having so many problems today? But again, I'm kind of getting ahead of ourselves. If you go back to the readings that we had, that we talked about today, even as early as, I want to say 1584, this Mr. Hakluyt, this Richard Hakluyt, I believe was his name, in addition to trying to want to build up the British Empire in North America, he wanted to spread the gospel among Indians. We've seen how Roman Catholicism and how its efforts failed, in my mind, miserably out west, particularly when you had the rebellion by the Pueblos in New Mexico. The intense desire to force someone to change or coerce someone into becoming a Christian simply doesn't work. But if you look at the nation as a whole, from the time the Puritans came into this country up until, let's just say, the American Revolution, the Bible and Christianity played a pivotal role in the development of this nation and had a tremendous impact on America as we know it today.